Welcome to David vs. Film. I am David, yo soy David, and today I am watching the Graham Norton Happy Father's Day clip compilation. A big hey, hi, and hello to all of you, but to returning viewers, and especially returning subscribers, what's up? Last month, we honored our dear mothers with a clip compilation from the Graham Norton Show, so it is only fair that we do the same this month for those fathers, dads, daddies, and papas who have given their time, their money, their waistlines, and their hairlines to make sure that we became somewhat decent of human beings. So it's the least we can do to say thank you on this day in their honor. And I want to say a special happy Father's Day to my own dad, as well as my boy Tony, my friend Becky's father, who I'm told catches these reactions from time to time. So thank you, sir, and thank all of you for joining me today so that we can celebrate these awesome men. I have to say, I'm not sure, as usual, every time I do these clip compilations, I pull these from the Graham Norton Show site. I don't know if there'll be clips I've seen before. Hopefully not. Sometimes they overlap, but lately they've been all new to me. So that's a blessing, right? What more can I ask, right? But I will say that even though I'm able to put these up here, if you would like to see other things on the channel, as far as, movie reactions, TV show reactions, we have the full versions of those, as well as early access over my Patreon, patreon.com/davidvsfilm. So please check that out if you would like. We also have Discord access over there where we talk about this show and everything else on the channel. Polls to help me figure out other things to watch, plus much, much more. So check that out if you would like. I always appreciate you watching here on YouTube. Please subscribe. Be sure to leave a like if you feel so inclined. And let me know those amazing comments like you guys always do. It's how I get to know you better and learn more about the show. So thank you in advance for all of that. But for now, let us jump on into the Graham Norton Happy Father's Day show compilation.
One story about your dad. The bet. The bet involving your brother. Do you know the story I mean?
The bicycle?
Yeah, the motorcycle. The motorcycle.
Oh, yeah. Another way my dad did great business.
Our upbringings are so similar. It's like
Josh.
Are you getting laid?
Richie, Ed Sheeran. A good group as always.
every time I come on this show, I get abused by Hollywood stars.
Check this out.
This is a great...
I'm going to sit back and enjoy.
Yeah, this is a great story.
So, my dad's at a ranch one time with his friends, and they've been deer hunting all day, and it's late at night. They're sitting out in the barn drinking and stuff, and so all of a sudden the subject comes up of how high everybody can pee, how high on the wall, right? And he's got this buddy named Jim who's about 6'6", and they're playing cards, looking around, and my dad sees this old BMX bike, and we couldn't afford a BMX bike. Now, my middle brother had been wanting a BMX motorcycle, but we couldn't afford it. There's this old CRX 80 over there. And Dad says, Jim, my son, he could pee over your head on the wall. And he goes, oh, there's no way he can do that. And he goes, yeah, he can. I'll bet you. I'll bet the motorbike on it. And the guy goes, oh, there's no way. I'm 6'6". Pop gets in the car, drives an hour and a half back into town, wakes my 12-year-old brother up in his tidy whities, gets him out of bed. What do you got to do when you get woken up in the middle of the night as a kid? You got to pee, right? My dad says, no, you're not going to pee. Actually, get in the car with me. Get in the car. No, have a sip on this beer because we're about to go get yourself a motorcycle, buddy. So Pat's sitting there in his tidy whities. They ride an hour and a half back, get back at 4 in the morning.
Oh my God!
And brings my brother into the barn. They put Jim up against the wall. Jim marks the mark at 6'6", and my dad says, "Go ahead, boy." By a foot. Put the CRX 100 in the back of the truck. Got home. My brother's first motorcycle.
What? Oh my God! I didn't really know where that was going, but I guess it went exactly where you kind of would have thought. I will tell you real quick, I want to jump in and say that, just point of order, so to speak, that we don't all have ranches in Texas, contrary to popular belief, and we can't all pee over 6 feet. Although I would not be surprised if most people would try, especially after a night of drinking, but,
An entrepreneur, weren't you?
I wouldn't say that, no.
But didn't your father... What did he eat? He wanted you to sell... Was it cellophane he wanted you to sell?
My parents came upon a truck of cellophane somehow. I was asked not to ask too many questions. I didn't. I just suddenly there was a basement filled with cellophane, and they encouraged me to go to school and see if I could sell it to my teachers or put a few in my backpack and try and hawk them at recess. You know?
Stars, they're just like us,
Convince
right?
kids that they might be good stocking stuffers for their parents.
What are the uses of cellophane? How did it go?
What do you mean, what's the use of cellophane?
I know the name, but I don't know what you do with it.
You know, you wrap sandwiches in it, it keeps things fresh.
Food storage.
I'm sorry.
No. It was an important question. You needed to ask it.
Yeah.
I'm not doing a good job of selling it, obviously.
I was about to say, as a cellophane salesman.
There's still some left if you're interested. I think
Now I
I
gotta
could
keep
cut you
things
a deal.
fresh. I want some.
It'd be nice if someone, the dream was someone would just say, I'll take all of it.
Sure.
Never happened. It's a weird story. I don't know.
It is a bit weird now. You tell it. Yes.
Seemed like a good idea at the time.
I don't know what it's like with Mother.
I don't know what to do with Ryan Gosling. He's so funny, and I feel like he's one of those people that like you really don't know him. You really don't know the real Ryan Gosling, even though I've seen him on this show a number of times at this point now from these clips, and I honestly could not read him at all. He seems low key really funny, but I don't know.
Mothers and daughters book. Now you tell it. Yes.
Never thought I was a cellophane salesman. I'll tell you that.
I don't know what it's like with mothers and daughters, but fathers and sons, there is a rivalry. There's bound to be a kind, particularly Brooklyn now. He's 16, he's becoming his own man and stuff. And it's so funny, like the way you try to score points against each other. So Brooklyn put this picture up on Instagram, and he put on it, rocking the old school Ralph Lauren. And look at that, he's got 317,000 likes. Okay. So that, cool in his Ralph Lauren. Then you scroll through the comments, oh yeah, whatever, blah, blah, I want to, blah, blah, blah. You get down to this one. And Mr. David Beckham, that's my jumper. That's so mean.
Oh, I love that. That's cool.
It actually is my jumper. I was sat at lunch, actually, when that came up on my screen, that he'd just posted a picture of him. And it was my jumper, so I had to tell him. But I do find him going in my wardrobe, even though he doesn't think I'm that cool dad. Yeah. I still find him wearing my clothes.
Get Carrie Fisher.
Oh. This one's genius, though. So this is him.
Girl.
It's a little video he posted on Instagram to really boast about the number of his followers. Here we go.
So it's my mum's birthday today. Okay. I just reached 1 million followers. I've got 52.
Asshole.
He is crushed.
Oh my God. Still in the thunder.
We were literally just about to walk out the door, and I can hear him
thunder.
talking in his room, and I thought, and then I heard him say, I've just reached 1 million, so. Yeah.
You destroyed that boy.
Yes.
But to be honest, when we're out, he gets recognised so much that I'm literally, I'm known as Brooklyn's dad now, and that's kind of it. I'm the one that takes the picture of it.
Yeah, no one's buying that. Your son did such an amazing job playing you.
I mean, that's what I'm most proud of, more than having this movie, having Straight Outta Compton, this, that, and the other is the fact that my son was able to take an opportunity and run with it and hopefully set himself up in, one of the greatest industries in the world. I'm so proud just as a father. And, it was a movie about NWA, too. That.
But also, like, how much did he know? Like, when he was doing scenes, was he kind of like, you did this, Dad?
Yeah. In the hotel rooms, some of them scenes. It's like,
Olivia. Oh, you know how much I love Olivia Colman.
Y'all took guns? Y'all was doing the most. Those was your favorite scenes, too.
But he did know it. I mean, because how old was he when he knew the lyrics to Straight Outta Compton?
Oh, they was young, man. My kids is 2, 3 years old.
I was about to say, yeah, that's what I
playing
figured.
all the time, and they would rap it and censor themselves. They would like rap the lyrics Straight Outta Compton. Crazy name Ice Cube from the with attitude. profanity, you know what I mean? So it's just funny.
And now, you, Laurie, you've got kids, but none of them have followed in your footsteps.
No.
No.
No, they haven't.
How do you follow that, right?
Proper job.
They all did. They had proper jobs. Yeah, yeah. They all did a bit. They all tried it and were good at it. Actually, I thought, but didn't want to. I just think it's an amazing thing to think of your son doing this because most men are in some version trying to play their father anyway. Mm-hmm. Either imaginary or real. They're trying to sort of play the role of their father until they find out.
A little deeper.
If they ever do. Some don't, if they ever find out who they are. I think that's just an incredible thing. I mean, I had this is a very sort of mild version of it because I spent almost 10 years playing a doctor, and my father was a doctor, and I felt like I was a fake version of what he really was, and I felt I was sort of constantly guilty about that. Because I think a lot of men do actually grow up feeling like that, feeling like fake versions of their own. And until you hopefully get to a point where you can think, well, I am the real thing in some form. Yeah. Whatever it is, it's real.
And this film is going to.
Well, just like say you went a little deeper on that one. I will say that like nothing makes you feel older than when you start seeing some of these stars or celebrities that you think were closer to your age now have kids. That makes you realize, as you see those kids getting older, especially as they become adults officially, that you're getting really old. Yeah, that kind of sucks. But, I have not seen his son yet until that picture, and it's like, wow, that brings it home, yeah.
And the real thing, in some form.
Yeah.
Whatever.
And like I said, then Hugh went deep with it.
This film is going to put to bed all those things about Aquaman, because Aquaman up to this point in the DC world, well, it was a slight
some good ones on this.
Yeah.
They made
compilation.
fun of him, and that was hard to. Which I feel like I should win an award.
Yeah. Yes. You should win an award.
Took the lamest superhero and kind of made him cool.
Yeah, because in the comics he was not that cool. This is.
Can you imagine when Zack Snyder told me you're gonna play Aquaman, and that's the image that went through my head?
And even worse, you might have seen this picture. I mean.
Oh my God. Like looking in a mirror, Momoa.
Yes, they are. No, because it's the whole kind of origin of where Aquaman came from.
It is. You get to see what he went through as a child, and his mother, Nicole Kidman.
She was here a few weeks ago, yeah.
Yeah.
I never saw that movie.
So, you get to see where he comes from, and I think a lot of people can relate to it in this day and age. There's a lot of...
And also what's great is, and you watching it must have had the same kind of thrill that we do, because it's worlds we haven't seen before. You're blowing them up, but we haven't seen them before. And presumably when you watch the film, you're thinking, oh, I didn't know that was going to look like that.
Yeah, it's even better because I haven't seen it yet. So it's going to be like...
Wait a minute. You are the star of a movie and you haven't bothered to watch it yet.
Here's the thing.
Here's the thing.
I have two babies that are 10 and 11. They were with me the whole time. And they promised me I wouldn't watch it until I saw it with them.
Oh.
So they're so cute, and they were there with me the whole time, and I promised. You guys will see it before all of us.
Yeah.
Oh my God, my little crazy. They're on set with me, and I want to hold their hands, and it's such a rare moment of being a father where you can.
That is so cute.
Especially for me, because generally you can't watch the things that I do.
Now hold on, let me pause for a second. I don't recognize them. I know I should, but I don't. Is that Marjorie's dad from Game of Thrones? Maybe not. Maybe not though. Only one I know is Momoa.
None of your children should watch what I do.
This is lovely.
I made a solid profession out of that, and I just feel like, this is something I want to share with my children.
And just in case we get letters, I should, I hope, say, you haven't actually tattooed your children.
I didn't even notice that.
Graham, I haven't tattooed my children.
That's all right.
Those are stickers.
You're disappointed.
Yeah. I was thinking that's pretty cool, actually. Yeah.
No, not
My son will be watching that going, when are you going to tattoo me? I want to get a tattoo like that.
You did Who Do You Think You Are?
I think I know him.
Oh, God, yeah.
And it was
I know him.
grim discovery.
It's the worst episode ever. It was awful. Who do you think you are? And the answer to that question is an arsehole. The whole family is just a long line of scumbags.
Good so far.
As far as the eye can stretch. It was the worst experience ever. And I did it with my dad, and we looked into his family, and on one side, there was a philanderer who got syphilis and gave it to his wife, and then they ended up in an asylum. And then we went to Wales, and there was this guy who was a Tory MP who had put down this revolt of peasants that wanted the vote, and then he'd arrested, like, the William Wallace of Wales and had him hung, drawn and quartered.
Oh,
and I was doing it all with my dad, who, throughout the entire thing, just had a completely blank expression. I was like, you need to look more upset. And he went on camera, he went, I am upset, it's deeply depressing. I had no idea we were Welsh.
That's too funny.
Two sons, I think we've got a picture of you here just after you gave birth.
Oh, Lord. Weird time to pause it, but hey, I'm going to leave it. Yeah, so you guys told me about Whitehall and his father, and I definitely want to see their show, like Travels of My Dad or something like that, which I think I had heard of that because it's familiar to me, but I never saw it. But a lot of you recommended it, and I definitely want to watch, either here or just on my own. Yeah. Gold bloom. I'm almost seeing those gold blooms.
No, that's Charlie. He's now almost 3. He's 2.5, and yeah, that's us.
Oh my God.
That's so sweet.
We have now 2. We have River Joe, who's 1, and he's 2.5.
And is it Charlie who's like a sort of little mini-me?
Well, but, yeah, a little bit. A little bit. You know, you say things, and then they repeat them. He says a couple of things that I say. My dad, and this is probably a regionalism, used to say asses and elbows, meaning we'd be in the kitchen washing pots and pans, and if I participated, I'd be kind of, and he'd come on, let's really get in there, asses and elbows. Asses and elbows.
Yeah.
So now, Charlie, I'm often in charge of seeing him brush his teeth and teaching him. That takes a while. So he kind of, does a little bit of this, and I go, come on, asses and elbows, asses and elbows, and he says it's fun to hear him say asses and elbows. And then the other day, I heard him say, I guess I said it. He said, oh, yeah, I said, you like those pancakes? Yeah, never in my whole life have I had pancakes. I said, what'd you say? Never in my whole life. Yes, your young life, long life. 2.5.
In over 3.5 years.
Yeah, good long life.
But now, Chris, your son seems remarkably unimpressed by your career.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I will say before we hear what comes out of his mouth, Chris Pratt is almost always good for something. As far as like a takeaway or a meme comment, he is just the best at that, I feel like.
Chris, your son seems remarkably unimpressed by your career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he really couldn't care less.
But isn't it the thing like he doesn't believe you're the real deal?
Yeah, he's now, he'll say he's 5 3/4, and he went to Universal the other day, Universal Studios in LA, theme park, had a good time, and came back and he said, hey, Dad, guess what? Today, I saw the real Owen. Because like there's this guy at Universal who dresses up like my character from the movie, and the dinosaurs come out and he's like does this thing, and the kids, he's like,
that's so funny.
I saw the real one, Dad.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, all right, yeah.
Well, but he's putting the work in. He's there every day.
Yeah, right. Yeah, it's true, actually. Yeah.
All year, he's there.
It actually is true. Yeah.
But also, you obviously, you have your parenting rules and all that. But apparently, the parenting rules change if you go fishing.
Yes, that's right. That's right. I have a farm up in Washington State, and on this farm is a lake, and it's we fish a lot for bass on this lake, my son and I. And I had this rule with my old man, and I have it with my son, which is when you're fishing, you can swear. You can just swear when you're fishing. It's just the guys. Go ahead and let loose. And so we're out fishing. He catches a fish, and I'm trying to get him to take a picture with the fish before we let it go. And it flops out of his hands, and these bass have these little spines on their back, and the fin pokes him in the hand. It falls in the water. He starts to cry, and he's like, oh. And I said, hey, buddy, are you all right? You all right? He said, oh, Dad, I'm about to swear. I said, hey, you know the rules. And he goes, that bass is stupid. Well, you know, I think we say, hey, don't say someone call someone stupid. That's bad. You shouldn't say that. And he continues to cry. I said, did you feel better? He said, a little bit stupid bass. And I was like, all right.
Let loose, buddy.
You know, now's the time. Get it out. And he goes,
yeah, right. Get it all out.
He goes, that stupid bass is a fucking pussy. I'm like,
oh, that's good. That's so good. See, Chris Pratt always comes through. At first I thought, okay, that's kind of mild. I mean, you know, I've definitely heard worse out of him. And then he finishes with that. And what a great ending. I mean, you know, for a second there, I knew this wasn't a very long clip because I had seen when I was kind of trying to find on the Graham Norton page. And see if he had any Father's Day clips. I saw these were like, he had 2, and this one was like only like 16 minutes, so I knew it wasn't that long. And I thought Goldblum was going to be the last one, but then when I see old Chris Pratt jumping in, it's like, yeah, we're gonna end strong. But yeah, those were so great. I love seeing, like, you know, celeb stories of like common things they do like we do, although I would say it's definitely with that like famous veneer over it, meaning Chris Pratt saying, you know, well, we have a farm up in Washington State. Like, of course you do. It's like, why wouldn't you? But that aside, yeah, it's always nice to hear these kind of stories that we can all identify with. But yeah, all awesome. And again, I think that like what I take away the most from the Graham Norton Show that never ceases to amaze me is how truly stunning it is that there are such great celebrities all at once together on that sofa. It just blows my mind, and how well they all get along. I mean, I've definitely seen a few where there could be a little friction, but nothing crazy. And most of the time, they're all just like so chummy with one another. It's just always, you know, a nice escape from the daily grind. But today, again, it's with that special occasion of wishing our fathers the best on this day that is dedicated to them. And also, again, I want to say happy Father's Day to my dad. Happy Father's Day to my friend Becky's dad, Tony, and to all of you dads out there who give it your all. You're doing a great job. I heard something recently where they said that keep in mind that your parents are just figuring things out for the first time too. You know, we always think that like, they've got it figured out somehow, or they've done life, so they're further along than we are, and then, you know, they're the experts. No, everybody's just figuring it out for the first time, so have a little patience and put in a whole lot of love and just know that we're all in it together. So thank you guys so much for taking some time to watch this today. Subscribe, like, all those things are free to you. They help me out, so thank you in advance for all that. But once again, happy Father's Day. I hope you all have a great rest of the day / night wherever you are, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want, and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing. I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble.